Hi, welcome back to the Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers Question of the Week video. I'm John Mark Young, and this is a little different format. We have no live video this week, thanks to some remodeling that's happening at our office. And that's the office our studio is housed out of. So no live video, but hopefully still the same great content, helping you win with your money and your investing. Now this week I'm answering a question from David in Huntington, West Virginia, and he asks, John Mark, I'd like to make a contribution to my child's Roth IRA, but he's only 6. I just ran some numbers on what a small contribution would look like over the next 60 years, and the compound interest is incredible, even on just a small amount of money that I might contribute to him for him. Based on my research, I can't contribute to a Roth IRA for him because he doesn't have any earned income at such a young age. Any way I can work around this? Well, David, in light of Father's Day this weekend, you are a smart and great dad thinking about this. And yes, anyone that does a compound interest calculation of 5,000 or thereabouts, you can put up to 7,000 in a Roth IRA per year if you have the earned income. But just doing 5,000 over 60 years at an 8% interest rate with no future contributions would learn that those dollars over the next 60 years could grow to $597,950. That is the 8th wonder of the world, compound interest. Incredible growth, but alas, you are correct. There is no way to make this contribution without earned income for your son. But wait, there is a backdoor way of doing this, and that can be done through a 529 plan. So I can use my 529 plan through my state to fund his Roth IRA. Now, how can you do that? Well, let's dig in to see how David or any parent or grandparent out there might be able to legally fund a Roth IRA through a backdoor mechanism for your child or grandchild. And it's all made possible by the Secure Act 2.0, which was signed into law in December of 2020. And it introduced a new provision that allows for the conversion of unused 529 funds to a Roth IRA for the plan beneficiary, that would probably be your child, grandchild, under certain conditions. And those conditions are key. So here are the rules and conditions surrounding that provision. The first of which is there's a lifetime cap. The total amount that can be transferred from a 529 to a Roth IRA is capped at $35,000 over the beneficiary's lifetime. So you can't move more than $35,000 from the 529 to your child's Roth IRA. So don't think you can put 100 grand or 200 grand or anything like that. Nope, it's $35,000. We don't know if that's going to be indexed for inflation, but that's the number right now. Next is the account age requirement. The 529 plan must have been open for at least 15 years before any transfers can be made. So you can't move money from a Roth to the Roth IRA until the account has been open for at least 15 years. This rule is intended to ensure that the 529 plan was used for its intended purpose of saving for education rather than a means to circumvent retirement savings rules. Now, they say that, but a 529 does grow tax-free as long as used for educational purposes and can be converted to your Roth IRA tax-free as long as it's within all these rules. How about the third thing? The contribution age requirements. Contributions and their earnings made to the 529 plan within the last 5 years are ineligible for transfers to a Roth IRA. So you opened the plan 15 years ago, but you made a contribution 6 months ago. You can't move that to the Roth IRA. This includes both the original contributions and any gains or earnings on those contributions. So if you're going to do this for the Roth IRA purpose, do it early, 15 years early. How about beneficiary income limits? The beneficiary must have earned income to be eligible for a Roth IRA contribution. The transfer is subject to the annual Roth IRA contribution limits, which is currently $7,000 for individuals under the age of 50 in 2024, or the amount of earned income if that's less than the limit. And how about finally annual contribution limits? The amount transferred from the 529 to the Roth IRA in any given year is subject to the same annual contribution limits as regular Roth contributions. For example, if the annual contribution limit is $7,000, you can only transfer $7,000 from the 529 to a Roth IRA in that year. Again, as we talked about in point number 4, provided the beneficiary has at least that much earned income. You've got to have the earned income to support the contribution, and you have to have the stay within the contribution limits. Now, 15 years from now, David, your son, who is 6, will probably have earned income. So let's run through a quick example. You contribute $5,000 to your child's 529 today, David, with no real intention of using it for their college, although you definitely could, and it would be wise to use that if you were going to take out a student loan. Yes, use the money for college. Don't take out a loan. In 15 years, though, if it's not used, we would estimate that $5,000 would be worth $16,534, and thus it would be below the $35,000 lifetime limit that we talked about in point number 1. Now, one thing we should note, perhaps this will get an inflation adjustment in the future, so maybe it'll be more than $35,000. We just don't know the answer to that right now. And then, assuming the Roth IRA contribution limits are still $7,000 for somebody under the age of 50, you can take 7 of the $16,534 that we've assumed it's grown to, and you can put that in his Roth IRA that year. And again, he must have the earned income to support that. So if he'll be 21, it's highly likely with a father like you, he won't be sitting on his butt, or air quotes here, just going to school as his job. He'll be making some sort of money. He'll be building some sort of resume. That earned income will be what allows him to contribute the 529 money to the Roth IRA. You say, well, what if he should be saving on his own the 15%? He absolutely probably should. Well, then he could use his company's 401k, or he could use a bridge account to do the additional savings. Now, once we take that first $7,000, this leaves us with $9,534 in his 529 for what you've earmarked for his Roth IRA. So the next year, you would presumably do another $7,000, leaving you with $2,534. And finally, the last year, you contribute the remaining balance. So in 3 years, you fully contributed to your son's Roth IRA, and you started it today when he was age 6 by using the 529. Lastly, there's 3 important considerations we think you should try to remember. First of which is that what are the tax benefits of both the 529 and the Roth IRAs? Well, both 529 plans and Roth IRAs offer tax advantages. So this provision allows families to maximize tax advantage savings, first for education. And again, if there is going to be an education cost, you should use the 529 for that, and then for retirement. But this can be a backdoor way of funding his Roth IRA today if he doesn't have earned income. You need to plan ahead for this. Consideration number 2. You have to plan ahead for this. Given the 15-year account age requirement and the exclusion of recent contributions, it's important to plan ahead and start the 529 plan early. Once you make that contribution, you've got to wait 5 years, even if the account's been open 15 years. And then how about contribution amounts to 529s? How much can you contribute? Well, you're allowed to contribute actually up to 5 years of contributions into a 529 at once. And the annual amount you can contribute relates to the gift tax annual exclusion, which is currently at $18,000 per person. So you could technically front load a 529 with 5 years, which would be $90,000. Way more than you'd ever be able to convert to a Roth IRA. So if you're going to do that amount, you definitely want to have a plan to use those funds for college as well. Otherwise, you're going to be hit with some penalties. So there you have it, David. The backdoor way to fund your child's Roth IRA, should you have the free cash flow and the desire to make this happen. Now, we should note you should be hitting your baby step 5, fully funding your kid's college if you're going to, before you would do this. So presumably, David, you've found a way to fully fund your kid's college, and or you're going to cash flow it because you're going to get through baby step 6 and not have a mortgage anymore, whatever that is. But you wouldn't want to fully fund their Roth IRA using the 529 and have them be in a bunch of student loan debt. That would just be silly and counterproductive. Hopefully this video was helpful to you, David, and hopefully we answered your question. And if we did, or you enjoyed this video, would you do us a favor? You can do us a favor by hitting the like and the subscribe button on YouTube, Rumble. That helps us with their algorithms, and it pushes our content out to more people. As well as the subscribe button allows you to receive our content as we release it. So you can be one of the first to watch these videos as they come out. So thanks so much. And if you would like to meet with any of our financial coaches or planners, our coaches help you in baby steps 1, 2, and 3, get out of debt, stay out of debt, and live debt free. And our planners help you in baby steps 4, 5, 6, and get you to baby step 7 so you can eventually live and give like no one else. They'll help you set up your retirement plan save for your kids' college, and work out a plan to pay off your mortgage. Thanks so much for watching this week's Question of the Week video. I'm John Mark Young, and we'll see you next week.